up is from Philip Winslow. They write, my friends and I are really excited for the Hate U Give movie as we love the book. However, after digesting Angie Thomas's novel and seeing Amandla Stenberg cast as Starr with 2 R's, we can't help but think that Starr should have been a more brown-skinned girl. Given Alexandra Shipp's recent comments and other light, bright, daft commentary on the issue, how should we address colorism in this wave of inclusion? How do we get whites and people of color to understand that they need to go further than just the beige brigade? Zendaya gets it. Why can't these girls?
Man, this one, I mean, there's like, we could probably do episode upon episodes upon this topic.
We actually might need a separate episode for this topic.
Yeah, I think we've actually done episodes on this topic already, but since we're here again, and so Alexandra Shipp, right?
Shipp.
That's the woman who's playing Storm.
Yes.
Okay. So these are actually 2 different instances right now where we have a lighter skinned woman playing someone that people think should be a darker skinned character. Am I getting this all right now, right? Because I haven't
generally,
seen that.
yeah.
The Hate U Give, I haven't seen
the
that
Hate
one.
U Give novel. Yeah.
Is that the one about the boy getting shot and everything?
Her best friend, her childhood friend getting shot in front of her.
I did
and
see
she's basically kind of living 2 worlds.
Yep. Okay. I did see that trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So, and she's darker skinned in the book.
Well, I haven't read the full book, so I don't know if it's pronounced in the book or is that everyone who reads it as such. Like, for instance, when you read The Hunger Games, you know Rue's a brown skinned girl. Because I mean, it's also said so, but I'm just saying, a lot of people, and again, this is someone who hasn't read the book, so I can't know for sure. If you've read the book, let us know. Mm-hmm. But more often than not, people have interpreted her as being a darker skinned Black girl. So then when people saw Amandla cast, like even when it was just cast, a lot of people had questioned it, and then seeing it on screen, that kind of reignited those questions and comments.
Damn, that hurts because I really like Amandla. I think she's a great actress. I think she's really a smart woman. She has a lot to say, and so that's what I mean. There's we could go on and on. There's so many different levels to this. So I'll speak on the one that I know more about because I know more about Storm. I've been a big fan of the character Ororo Monroe since I was a little child, and she's a woman from Kenya, in the books. And so Kenyan women, have a range of color from light to dark, just as most African nations do, and most African Americans, etc. Brown people of color, everything. And Storm has always been like brown. Now, I really didn't care for Storm in the latest 2 movies, but I've never cared for Storm in any of these movies.
Right.
And like, big shouts to Ty the Robot. He was talking about it like, when Halle Berry was cast as Storm, she was one of the biggest actresses in the world, and they gave her absolutely nothing to do in the X-Men
nothing.
Movies. So, when now Shorty is talking about, she feels like she should have been given more to do. We do too, but at the same time, there was pretty much no chance of you getting more to do because they didn't give anything to do Halle Berry. Right? They're gonna give you a shot,
right? And you, at least at the time, you super knew.
And then we go back to this, like, it should be her casting, maybe the ire should be directed at the casting director and not at her. But she stepped up, she doesn't have an agent or someone to say, you might just need to chill on this and be quiet. And then we get to the other level I want to talk about on it is that Alexandra is kind of, to me, she's like maybe a little bit lighter skinned than me. I don't know. I've never seen her in person. I'm not sure. I've had issues, before I had my dreads, especially with people saying Ben's not Black, et cetera, et cetera.
What would they say about you?
Oh my God. Like, I grew up in Houston, I had curly ass hair. I was a geek to all geeks. I was, I did not play football. I was just, not what most people expected. I didn't sound like I was from Houston. And so I just called everything under the sun, from Oreo to whatever you wanted to just straight up, you're not Black, to whatever you want to say. And for the most part, it didn't affect me because I grew up with 2 very Black parents. I've got people, in my family who were preachers and pastors and who walked with King, etc. So I don't F what you say, and I know who I am, and I've also been called nigger to my face. So, by a white person. So I know, what they view me as. So it's just interesting. And it's like, I know, man, it's so tough because it's like, we want to see darker skinned people of color get more love because they don't. even with something like Black Panther blowing up and making all the money, you haven't seen just like a rush of castings of darker skinned people. I mean, even though like a lot of people in Black Panther are blowing up.
But you know, this is a complicated issue because, like, well, I don't fault her for taking that role because they, first of all, they modeled her Storm after Halle Berry's Storm, and Halle Berry for a lot of people is technically a light bright, so, or beige brigade or whatever. So, you know, like you said, all these people are of mixed race, so them just following the motif. I also have a problem with her pretty much kind of repeating a lot of the mantra that's said by non-Black people of color or white people or whatever about I shouldn't have to match the Crayola of 1970. Like, I just, that's what she said, something to that effect. And
but see, should she? That's an interesting question.
No, I just think
they only had one Crayola then, you know? That's the thing.
To me, I think that's where the daft part comes in, because she knows it's beyond that point. We're not sitting here. This is not the fandom saying you got to be this particular shade of olive or this particular shade of mahogany to be this cat. That's not what we're saying. And for her to say that, to me, it's a repetition of what you hear from non-Black people, which is a little bit troubling to me. So I do have a problem with how she's phrasing that. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, be quiet, you need to sit down, because I'm not going to sit here and try to silence another Black woman. But what I will say is you may need to sit down and really truly understand what you're saying before you say it, because you're not sounding intelligent about the issue. You're repeating lukewarm takes that come off real cold when it comes out your mouth. And that's where the issue lies. Then yes, you have people who, like, you can blame the casting directors and all that other stuff, but you gotta understand, this is Fox and the same people who've been dealing with this foolishness of the trash, of the way they've been treating X-Men, generally speaking, for the last 10 years or so. What do you expect?
Not much. And
so my whole point is, I'm all about obviously getting darker skinned Black girls their shot. Like, they absolutely need to be there. But at the same time, it's like, you gotta, I don't feel like these companies and all that are going to do this. They're not going to be the vanguard for this at all. So for people, and I think it's right for people to be like, y'all need to switch up, y'all need to change this. But when you have Fox and whoever doing the same old year after year, what do you expect?
I mean, it's like, these X-Men movies are terrible. They just delayed this one because they knew it was terrible, and they're hoping they get sold, you know, so they don't have to put this out, and Marvel could just do whatever they want with Fox.
So my issue is not so much that, oh, they cast another light-skinned woman to play Storm. They've been effed up Storm. When they wouldn't give Mother her money, they've been effed up Storm. Angela Bassett. So don't. To me, it's like I said, I my issue lies in how she's communicating this, because my thing is, she feels some type of way, but also she's also playing this victim role that I don't like so much. So
no,
it's a complicated matter. Again, I'm not gonna say, yo, she should be quiet, don't blah blah. I just think she really needs to take a step back and really hear what people are saying, because we're not saying we mad at you not, you know, shade 7B of brown. That's not what we're saying. So don't be silly.
No, that is pretty damn silly. And especially when you explain it like that, I fully agree with you. Like, I already think she needs to be quiet. I think people need to be more. I'm sorry.
Like, I'm not even saying that you just need to be quiet.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, at this point right now, just chill out for a minute. You know, I mean, the movie probably won't make it. You know, it's a lot of factors going on right now.
I just feel like, chill and just maybe just understand a little bit more.
No, I mean, after the Crayola stuff, like, when you just explain that, it's time to be quiet. Like, come on now. It's just time to be like, you know, talk to my agent. You know, that should be your response at this point.
Yeah. Well, and that's actually when I said I will never silence another Black woman, that's disingenuous of me, because I don't want to hear a goddamn thing Omarosa has to say. So, you know.
Oh, I don't want to silence a Black woman. No.
When I say silence, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, you're not, you know.
No, I'm
not trying to remove power from Black women, but at the same time, it's like some Black women that do just need to be quiet. Omarosa is one of them people. So for someone who decides to come at me like, well, you said on Twitter, here it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't think, this young woman should be quiet in that sense. I just think,
No.
the wise move would be taught to my agent,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what you have them for. Like, come on, folks, don't answer every question. We don't.